Well, we expect to see sparks flying down in the paint tonight. Greg, a couple of very talented centers matching up head-to-head in this one.
Shooting for Los Angeles.
Comes in for Noel. And then for the Lakers. Ryan is checked in for Ilyasova. MP comes in for LeBron. And Walker subbed in for Patrick Beverley.
Hey, you can't diminish Westbrook's triple-doubles, but just as important to me are the intangibles. His passion, his tenacity, his competitive spirit and drive. I mean, that infects the whole team in a positive way. Does not get much easier than that, but somehow he came up empty there.
And now the Timberwolves on the break. Russell with it. Westbrook picks him up. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Los Angeles leading by 3. MP passes to Davis. And it's slammed in by Davis.
Doesn't take a lot for AD to get to the rim. With his length, he can throw it down easily.
Minnesota's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. The Timberwolves secured a spot in the playoffs last season, Greg, and we enjoyed it after they got that emotional win in the play-in game in the Twin Cities over the Clippers. What a night.
And, Kevin, you could tell it meant a lot to the players. This is a team that has struggled for so long, and by getting to the playoffs, it's just a step in the right direction.
You know, the NBA is all about the three-point shot right now, and Prince can really shoot it from out there.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I did have a chance to talk with Minnesota's head coach. He said priority number 1 is to not let these guys get going from the perimeter. Do not let them. It's a recipe for disaster. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Devising a strategy to take away that three-point shot. And the Timberwolves making a change here. Reed's checked in. The Lakers also making some changes. Toscano Anderson comes in for Anthony Davis. And it's Kendrick Nunn in for Russell Westbrook. Russell against Nunn. Prince with a screen on Walker. Just 4 to shoot. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Los Angeles leading by 5. And the ball travels on it.
Plenty of game left. Don't celebrate too early.
Minnesota's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Pass to Edwards. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Pass to Prince. Back to Edwards. To the right side. Russell with a wide-open look. Rebound the Lakers.
Well, I cannot believe he didn't capitalize there, and neither can he.
MP, that's for 2. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. The offense coming.
14, the Lakers, 19.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Lakers?
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
Something else they're doing well tonight, guys? Lots of points in the paint. Something to continue to keep our eye on.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. MP is out there with Bryant. And it's LeBron James. Then it's Kendrick Nunn. And it's Reeves in at the 2 guard. And that was the Mobile One drive. Well worth a second look.
And that's what a coach loves to see in a close game. Just put your head down and make something happen.
D'Angelo Russell, the 2nd overall pick in 2015.
Yeah, pretty interesting, too, Kevin, that the Lakers traded him after just his 2nd season. It was basically a salary dump. It wasn't about talent because he's got plenty of that, but he was young when he came into the league. He had a reset at age 21 and then went on to rebuild his stock in Brooklyn, making an all-star game there. And by doing that, showed everybody that he could start over.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
James, the pass to MP. And it's off from three-point range. Timberwolves trail by 4. The pass to Noel. Outside, Russell. Anderson the screen. Russell kicks to Anderson. No good from outside. And so MP will bring it up for Los Angeles. One of the big talking points with MP, can he make the leap to the pro game? Greg, do you think his game translates?
Skills-wise, he was tremendous in the college game. The question is the physical side. We'll have to find out if MP can handle it.
It's Russell with the drive. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
You like what you have there. Russell crafty with the dribble.
MP with a screen on Anderson. MP outside. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. And that's now 9 points for MP.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm.
If you drive it and ain't there, then reset.
Who wants a t-shirt out there? Let me hear it.
Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for the Lakers. He comes away with a
33, the Lakers, 45.
Thanks for tuning in.
They've had a few issues in the first half, but the turnovers really stand out. It's hard to stay in the game when you're giving possessions away. Plus, it lets the other team run on the offensive end. They have to clean that up and clean up their ball handling and make better decisions.
Changing things up now, let's take a glance at the upcoming schedule.
In that game against the Spurs, let's be honest, they're clearly the better team. You can't afford to drop games where you're the heavy favorite.
This is a TCB game, taking care of business. Doesn't have to be pretty, just win.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead.
Substitution on the board.
We're going out the boots.
Ryan is checked in for Ilyasova. And MP subbed in for Patrick Beverly. Davis, the pass to Westbrook. He tries for 3, and MP with the basket on the assist by Westbrook. And 12 points for MP.
Yep, Westbrook seems to have a sixth sense for those kinds of openings. Knows exactly where the gap is and finds his teammate perfect.
We've got D'Angelo Russell. Reed is out there with Anthony Edwards. Then there's Towns, and it's Noel in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. One of my favorite eras in NBA history, Clark, the 80s Showtime Lakers.
Man, I played against those guys. Thankfully, it was just twice a year because we were in the Eastern Conference. But those dudes were unbelievable. Magic running the point. Kareem still playing at a high level down low. Worthy finding his stride and finishing the break. They didn't just win titles. Showtime had a flavor that was fun to watch if you weren't being run out of the building by him.
MP finds Bryant. MP looking around. Pass to Westbrook. Shot clock at 5. Back to MP. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Westbrook's got his 5th assist in this one. Oh, what an impressive dribble drive. That replay brought to you by Mobile One.
It's all about the ability to get 2 feet in the paint, whether it's creating for a teammate or for yourself.
Pass to Towns. That one's not going to go. Great D that time from Davis. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks very much. In recent years, the NBA has opened several international academies. Commissioner Adam Silver says huge numbers of people are playing basketball, but unless you take the best at a young age, get them facing elite competition and training under high-pressure circumstances, they won't develop into NBA caliber players. Kevin?
Well, opening doors, David, that's always a good thing. Expansion. Thank you. Edwards against James. Davis kicks to James. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here, and he's good on the three ball. 19 points for MP.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
They set the pick. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession.
And this is like another case of now, and it's been their own doing, really, just like we saw there.
Some changes for Minnesota. Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Towns. Taurean Prince comes in for Edwards. And it's McDaniels in for Noel. And then for Los Angeles, Juan Toscano Anderson's checked in for Anthony Davis. Lonnie Walker comes in for LeBron. And it's Kendrick Nunn in for Russell Westbrook.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on them.
Pass to Reed. Back to Russell. Shoots over Bryant. And that one's good. Russell's got 6 points.
Boy, fantastic job that time cashing in from the mid-range by Russell. He understands when to pick his spots from the mid-range area.
Got that one up quick. That's now 22 points for MP.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now, here is Russell. He has 6. From deep three-point range, the shot will not fall. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a
46. The Lakers, 72.
And as we head into the fourth,
Substitution on the court. Shooting for Los Angeles.
Let him breathe, all right?
At the line for one.
second to check out the scoring breakdown for Los Angeles.
Well, you know, throughout this game, they've shot the ball extremely well from downtown. Their shooters are getting open and letting it fly.
Another thing they've done well tonight is convert at the free throw line. May seem like a little thing, but boy, it can pay big dividends.
Taking a look at Los Angeles, they've got Anthony Davis. MP is out there with Kendrick Nunn. And it's Toscano in at the 4. And different games, different officials. Something that might be called a foul in one game, Greg, may not be called in the next. As a player, how do you adjust to that?
It's a great question, and that's part of being a veteran. Scout officials, the same way you scout the players, they have tendencies as well.
Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Minnesota. Walker's checked in for the Lakers.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Los Angeles.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year, actually their 5th win on the year.
And you always like to jump on your opponent early in a season series. This is just the first of 3 between these two teams, but a good win to go up 1-0 on the year against the Timberwolves.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and he was relentless, nonstop energy. I mean, he just never slowed down or turned off.
Kicks it out to Prince. Can they get it? He can't hit that time. Smart, accurate passes, Greg, are really paying off for them at the moment.
And also good off-ball movement. Everyone is paying attention and looking to create the best shot for the team.
MP outside. From outside the arc, good!
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident too. As a matter of fact, I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all his work from behind the arc.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
And that's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that about wraps it up. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. So long.
An interesting bit of news today about the ongoing Shep Owens MP drama. Nate White of the Daily Horn reports that the Los Angeles Lakers have requested MP, their controversial 18th pick, participate in a PR initiative to win over skeptical fans. So no word yet on what exactly they have in mind to accomplish this goal, but JJ Perk, what do you think of the notion that MP needs to win over this fan base with off-the-court activities?
And here we are. It's more evidence of an organization in disarray. The reason fans booed MP is because he's not as good at basketball as Shep. These are some of the smartest fans in the game. You're not going to win them over with a PR stunt.
For once, I agree with you, Perk.
Wow.
For once.
Maybe I should rethink this.
No, seriously, though, I'm all for getting involved in the community. Every pro athlete should give back.
Amen.
That's right. But if this team thinks MP can make the Shep comparisons go away by being a good guy off the court, they're in for a rude awakening. At the end of the day, NBA fans want wins. If MP plays winning basketball, they'll love him. If he doesn't, no amount of PR is going to change their minds.
JJ, for once, you're speaking my language.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I tell you one more thing. This young man needs to put in work. Leave him alone and let him hoop. Enough is enough already.
We don't know what they asked him to do, so I'm not going to be too critical here, but I agree that basketball needs to be his main focus going forward.
Preach.
If he's going to change this city's mind, he's going to do it with results, not promises.
That was refreshingly cordial, fellas.
Don't get used to it, Stan.
You got it, Big Perk. Coming up, trade rumors. It's never too soon to speculate. But first, this quick commercial break.
Terrific win for you guys tonight. It looked like they really struggled to defend you on the pick and roll. How did you get this win?
I mean, we're all about pace and space on offense, CG. I mean, when we're on our shots and the shots are falling, there's not a team in this league that can stay in front of us for 4 quarters. You know, we've just got too much talent on the offensive end.
And what were you trying to do on that end tonight?
I was trying to get to my spots, you know, just try to get into our offense and see if we can get into the paint. You know, once we get into the paint, it opens up the outside looks, and everything was working tonight.
It sure was. Congrats to you.
Your outside shot looked a lot more reliable tonight. Has Coach told you to take more shots?
Yeah, because with the threes, whether they go in or not, they help the other guys and open up the lane. It opens up for me too to get to the paint. So I'm just trying to be effective on all 3 levels of the floor, and it worked for me tonight.
Has Coach told you that he wants more of your shots to be three-pointers?
Well, he hasn't said that specifically, but our offensive philosophy is built around threes and layups, and that's just an adjustment for me. As someone who is a student of the mid-range game, I understand math, so, I'm going to make that adjustment as you saw tonight.
You look like you're adjusting quite well. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, man.